You're listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889. Also sponsored by CNB Bank. Go to carlsbadnational.com to learn more. Thank you for listening to Community Forum. My name's Johnny Chandler. I am the owner of KCCC 930 AM, and as you know, the host of Community Forum. And with me today, I have another group of amazing individuals with the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society here at Southeast New Mexico College. Please allow me to introduce them. I'm going to start with my left, and we're going to go right. On my left is Sarah. Sarah is a student here at Southeast New Mexico College. I'll let you tell us all about yourself in just a minute, okay? And then right across from me in position number 2 is going to be Dr. McIntosh. Dr. McIntosh is a co-advisor at Phi Theta Kappa. He's also a professor here at the college. We're going to let him tell us all about that. And then on my right is Joel Barrett. Joel, have you been on the show 2 or 3 times?
I think it's 2. This is number 2, Johnny. Thank you for having me back.
He's becoming a bit of a regular, Joel is, you know? All right, so, and as you know, my name's Johnny. So we're talking about Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. We're talking about the idea that they have an amazing trip, amazing opportunity to go to nationals in April in Orlando, right? These trips aren't free. These college students go to school full-time. They work here at the college as well, and we need your help as a community to help donate funds so they can go and live out this dream of being in Orlando and everything that Orlando involves, and I don't know what that involves, so that's why we're interviewing him here today. I'm going to start with Sarah. Sarah, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. The excitement in your face speaks volumes. It looks like you're really happy to be here. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions, Sarah, and the first thing I want to ask you is how long have you been a student here at Southeast New Mexico College?
I have been a student here for 2 years.
Okay, 2 years total. And when do you graduate?
I graduate this summer.
Okay, so in May?
Yes.
Okay. And now, if you graduate in May with an associate's degree, correct? Because that's what we do here at the college is give associate's degrees.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what are you planning to do with your associate's degree once you get it?
Once I get my associate's degree, I'm going to go to Texas Tech Lubbock, and
Nice.
I will achieve a bachelor's in psychology. Then I'll be going to medical school also in Lubbock, and I will eventually become a psychiatrist.
That is stellar. And I'll tell you what else I really like about the way that you gave that answer. The confidence in what you gave that answer, right? Did you hear that, Joel?
Absolutely.
I will do this. I will do that. Give me a fist bump on that, right? Nobody can see that, but that's awesome, sir. I really appreciate it. Now, so as a part of your dreams, being a psychiatrist, going to Texas Tech in Lubbock, great school, great town, right? And you're getting your associate's degree here. How is Phi Theta Kappa, how does Phi Theta Kappa help you achieve these goals since you're here at Southeast New Mexico College?
Phi Theta Kappa has pushed me outside of my comfort zone in achieving more public speaking, more interacting with the community, and it has shown me that while I dislike doing those things, it is ultimately one of the skills that I need to pursue my future.
I think that's great. You know, so we all recognize things in ourselves as we mature and we grow older. We all recognize things that, like, I don't really like this that much, right? But if you can overcome those things and you can then be the person that can do maybe what you don't like, but you know it makes you a better person, makes you stronger in general. I'm going to ask you more, Sarah, about what your role is in Phi Theta Kappa as well as what you hope to accomplish in this Orlando trip, right? But I'm going to ask you that in a little later in the segment, okay?
Okay.
Now I'm going to switch to Joel. Joel's here on my right. We're going to end with Dr. McIntosh on our little initial segment. But Joel, you're a student as well, correct?
Yes, sir, and I also work here in the HSI Grant Services Department.
I gotta jump back to Sarah real quick. Sarah, I forgot to ask you, what job do you have here at the college?
I am a peer mentor under the HSI Grant Services.
Okay, what does that mean?
So I contact students and make sure that they succeed. I am basically their accountability partner.
Nice. Do you enjoy that?
Yes, I do.
All right, cool. Some things you don't enjoy, some things you do, but you're doing it all?
Yes.
All right, excellent. Joel, sorry about that, man.
It's okay.
You work at HSI too. What's your main goal at HSI?
Yes, sir. I am the STEM activity promoter, so any of our activities that have to do with science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, I am out there running around campus promoting these and trying to get student participation.
Dude, you're everywhere on this campus, man. You're all over this community. Everywhere I turn, Joel somewhere.
I like to say I'm part Labrador and get the zoomies.
Yeah, no, I like that for sure. And if you don't, you should definitely follow HSI on Instagram. I think you guys are doing some really cool, fun, local stuff on Instagram. Give us your Instagram handle for anybody who wants to follow you guys on Instagram.
I believe it's SENMC HSI Grant Services on Instagram, and then we also have a Facebook at SENMC HSI Grant Services.
Yeah, that's great. So that's a good place to reach out if you have any questions about HSI. SENMC is an Hispanic serving institution. We have that federal designation. So as a result, we do have a lot of grant money to help our community. These two students are really right in the heart of it. You can message them on Facebook and get an answer? How quickly do you guys respond on Facebook? Do you know?
I think it's almost instantaneous.
Pretty
Raymond
quick.
is in charge of all of our media stuff.
Because Facebook they'll nick you, they'll knock you down if you don't
Absolutely.
respond to your messages like right away.
Absolutely.
I feel like they bully you into doing certain things, but that's for a different conversation.
Yes, sir.
All right, so are you going to graduate in May also, or you got some more time ahead of you?
No, sir. Actually, this is my second semester here, so
Okay.
I have one whole full year to go. I am majoring in criminal justice,
Nice.
and I'm going to transfer over, get my bachelor's in criminal justice, and then I'm going to pursue a Juris Doctorate at law school.
Okay, do you have any idea as to what you got to get a bachelor's and then a law school? Do you have any idea where you want to go on that idea yet?
Absolutely. So I am going to transfer here from here to University of Virginia to finish up my bachelor's and hopefully law school. And I want to bridge and get a law degree as well as an MBA.
Okay. So the one thing that I want to emphasize on the both of you, right? I did not grow up in Carlsbad. I moved here. My wife grew up in Carlsbad. I love Carlsbad. I moved here in my middle age and all that good stuff. But the one thing I noticed in Carlsbad, I've been here 3 years, is that we've got young people like you who are motivated, are going to go off and do great things. But we need you to come back. If you're going to be a psychiatrist, Sarah, we need you here. We need people that need to talk to you, right?
Absolutely.
We need better lawyers. We could use some really good defense attorneys or prosecutors or whatever you think that career path might be. So go get skilled and come back and make our community better, if you would, because I've decided to live here for the rest of my life, and I'd like it to be better. And if you guys could be the leaders, that would make me feel much better as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, right. All right, so we're going to switch to Dr. McIntosh here in a little bit. As a matter of fact, how about right now? Dr. McIntosh is the co-advisor of Phi Theta Kappa here at SENMC. Correct? I got that right?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
cool. All right.
Sorry, I was waiting for a pause so I could throw a cough in there before I start talking.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and cough it out. There we go. So, what I wanted to know about you, sir, is you've told me that you've been here for a few semesters, I guess, but what do you teach?
I started in August 2022, and I have a background in history and anthropology. So I teach courses in U.S. history and world history, anthropology, archaeology, history of Latino peoples in the United States. I am the history and anthropology department, so I teach a little bit of everything.
Great, cool. Do you guys have classes with Dr. McIntosh at all?
I have not, but I am definitely thinking about supplementing because I heard he is an amazing professor.
Yeah, he's been avoiding me for some time.
Yeah. I mean, I just met him, but I can kind of see why. Actually, so tell me a little bit about why you started teaching here at SENMC and kind of where your background is to become this person that you are today.
Yeah, sure. I started as an undergraduate right out of high school at my local regional campus in Southwest Ohio, and I bombed out all 3 of my first semesters. Yeah. It was really bad. But I started working on a career in information technology, and that carried me for about 15 years. It wasn't until my early 30s that I started considering going to college, and when I did, I was 31, I had kids, I was working a full-time job, and after my very first morning in my introduction to anthropology class, I decided this is what I'm going to be when I grow up. I made that decision.
Okay, great.
And I finished up my degree in Ohio. I got a master's degree at the City University of New York. I did some fantastic work in the American Museum of Natural History. And then I moved out west for the very first time. I attended NMSU and got a master's degree in history and archaeology. But I still wasn't finished with my education. After I got finished at NMSU, I moved to Southern California and attended University of California, Santa Barbara. I earned my PhD in June 2022. And SENMC was the job offer that I ended up deciding to accept. Initially, when I applied to the job, it was NMSU Carlsbad.
Right.
I was an NMSU alum, so I was really, really interested. And one of the things that I learned when I moved out west is, my goodness, do I love New Mexico. So I was excited to come back. And in my line of work, historians don't really get to pick and choose where they are, where they're going to end up working. They sort of go where the jobs are. So I felt so lucky to come back here to New Mexico.
Right, great. So we're going to razz them just a little bit, Sarah and Joel, right? So I'm an Eastern New Mexico University graduate, so I'm a Greyhound, right? So we don't rival New Mexico State in anything outside of our journalism program, always did, but sports, forget about it. You know what I mean? UNM, the same situation. But you guys are mountain lions. I'm a Greyhound. We're kind of like of that animal nature, right? And you're an Aggie, so we're, you're a mountain lion now, sir.
Oh, I have. Yeah. No, I prefer the mountain lion. It's a much cuter, much cuter mascot. Anyway,
and so, what I really wanted to end up asking, what I meant to kind of ask in that little statement, was the idea of, Sarah, you're going to be one of the first SENMC alumni, correct?
Yes.
Right. Is that exciting to you?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and I wonder. So, I don't have a whole lot of familiarity. Dr. McIntosh was community colleges myself. I did go to one university with a bachelor's degree only. And I have yet to donate a single dollar to the college that I graduated from, by the way, through the alumni. But I wonder, like, how a community college can then help our newest first alumni ever, like, really feel a connection and be involved with this college years and years down the line. You know, and that's like, that could be a rhetorical question, or it could just be, how do we do that? I think that's something we need to think of. And I think as new alumni in this first class, I hope that the college is kind of thinking about how we can really do that alumni outreach, right? I don't think we have an alumni coordinator. Why would we have those things? We haven't had any alumni yet, right?
Yeah, and it's one of those things that it's one of the missing pieces resulting from that separation from NMSU. So,
right.
When we still had that connection, they sort of managed the alumni network. So now we are we're starting over and rebuilding with some of our very first alumni.
And so that's what's so exciting about SENMC as being at such a beginning. But I'm also going to just admit that's also kind of what's a little bit frustrating. You walk into some more established places that aren't brand new, and there's some of these niceties that I won't specifically point out, but there's some niceties that are there for you. You know what I mean? When you're in a new place, you're like, we're finding space, we're inventing these items. And so one of the positives that I really like is that this college is allowing people to just throw stuff against the wall and see what sticks. Right? For a little while.
Yeah.
Right? Right now, like
this podcast, right?
Exactly, right. What is going to work and what's not going to work, and when you're this new, you really have an opportunity to fail so you can do better. Right?
Absolutely.
That's what I kind of think. Now, I want to get to the point of this conversation, and the point of this conversation is that Phi Theta Kappa is going to Orlando in April. Dr. McIntosh, do you get to go with them?
I'm not going to be able to make it, actually. I am going to be attending a professional conference a week before.
Yeah.
Oh, and my students, they would be upset so much if I miss 2 weeks of classes.
Sure.
I can't do that to them. So
Right, no.
I'm going to have to miss this year.
All right. So do you guys know how many students you have going, Sarah?
We have 3 going.
3 students, so that's...
3 students and 1 advisor, I believe. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I've interviewed 4 students for Phi Theta Kappa now. I interviewed Tessa and Evelyn and you, Joel, and you, Sarah.
So 4.
So we only have 3 students going.
Nope.
I'm just checking the math here.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we do have 4 going, as well as Dr. Anderson,
yes.
right? You know that we had Dr. Raven Anderson on. He was on just the other day. And like I said, we pre-record all of our radio segments. So, this one was pre-recorded. But he gave us some really great stats, right, about what the Alpha Rho Xi chapter of Phi Theta Kappa is doing here at SENMC. And he is so passionate about it. And I know he's going to make a really great time for y'all in Orlando.
It's contagious, yeah.
It is. It's almost insane, right?
Yeah,
I was like, but here are some of the numbers that he threw out our way. They sent out 168 invites for Phi Theta Kappa.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So there are 168 invites, and let me tell you, we're going to need people to respond and look at them emails and come and join and be active members, because we are hosting our regional conference here next September.
Yeah.
Really?
I believe. Yes, and that's the whole
that's
state
a
of
big
New
deal. You
Mexico.
can't have a regional conference here and not show up.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly,
and not have the campus show up. Okay, so good. So this leads me to a great point, and then it leads to lead into this, and you don't even know you're doing it yet, right? So tell me a little bit about why these 168 invitees should become members of Phi Theta Kappa, and then also kind of, and I'll let any of you can tell me how much it costs to be a Phi Theta Kappa member, because it's also very affordable as well. Right.
Absolutely.
So tell me why 168 students at SENMC should be members of Phi Theta Kappa here.
So let me tell you, since we're going down the rabbit hole, so right off the rip, there are separate scholarships for transfer students. Okay, so you get a scholarship to transfer, and then they have scholarship agreements with different 4-year colleges and universities throughout the entire nation.
Okay, and
so these scholarships that they have with the other colleges is like you maintain a 3.5, and the college will throw out $2,500 or however much the scholarship is at you, just to go there. You know what I mean? Or sorry, you get one to go there, and then you get one consistently when you get there.
So being a member of Phi Theta Kappa, which is a community college honor society specifically,
yes, for 2-year institutions.
Yeah, puts you in a position to start that once you start your junior year at your 4-year institution, Sarah, right? Then what it really does is it puts you in a position to kind of be up, right? You get a little money to get in. You're already an honor society person. You're already put yourself ahead of the game for most of the people that are walking in. I think that's their mindset.
Absolutely. No, specifically. And they are in a better place when they get there, as well as, they have specific scholarships for dual credit.
They do have different scholarships. Did you get a scholarship for dual credit, Sarah?
I did not get a scholarship for dual credit. However, I did fill out my scholarship application in December, and I will be getting to know in April if I got any transfer scholarships through PTK.
That is so amazing.
Yes.
That's great. Do you know how much it was for, by any chance?
I do not.
Oh, so they get to just kind of...
They get to tell you whatever you got.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been in a college in over 20 years, but I can tell you I've never filled out a scholarship form either. I never applied. I never made it. I didn't apply because I wasn't going to make it, or maybe I would have. I don't know. But I think that's great. And one of the things that I regret when I went to college is the idea of how much free money there is out there to help you go to school. The grants, the scholarships, it's endless, right? And at all different levels. And I just didn't fill out one of them, and I made a huge mistake doing that. So I think that you're setting yourself up really, really great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful.
To give you an idea of Phi Theta Kappa in our recruitment PowerPoint, they have $90 million in scholarships
For the nation?
available for the nation. Yes, and it's like 1,200 and some change in chapters, and it is an international honor society.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's got chapters in other
So
countries.
1,200 plus chapters and 90 million. I mean, you could break that down, and everybody can get a little bit of money on the way out, probably if they truly wanted, right?
Yeah, and even for those students who aren't going to be transferring to a 4-year institution, PTK offers all sorts of different professional development opportunities, and just getting access to the vast PTK network, how valuable that can be just in terms of social capital to students as they begin their professional careers and as they go out into the workforce. I'll give you an example. Our college president, Dr. Beardmore, he is a PTK alum from his days back getting started at community college. So you never know who you're going to run into. That's one of these PTK alumni who are part of the same network that students have the opportunity to join.
Right. I joined a fraternity when I was in college. It's way different from an honor society, of course, but since I've graduated, the fact, if I meet anybody that was in the same fraternity anywhere in the country, even if we never knew each other, even if we were generations apart, we already have some bond that nobody else has because of all the stuff in it that you went through, right? So when you go through Phi Theta Kappa and you just meet somebody randomly in the world and you guys have that in common, that's the icebreaker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You're already in the door. Yeah. Phi Theta Kappa, you're hired.
Yeah. And that can end up opening all sorts of different doors for these students in the future. So
and the truth is just getting your foot in the door in general, right? And
Absolutely.
so that's what I love about community colleges is it helps people get their foot in the door without breaking the bank to get your prerequisites somewhere else.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
it really
absolutely.
is impressive. All right, let's move on to Orlando. Wait, you didn't answer my question. How much is it to be a member of Phi Theta Kappa? It's a one-time fee.
It's a one-time fee of $65.
Okay, all right.
That is it. That's the national, or that is coming from PTK.
Yeah, and that's it. $65 one time. So one, you've got to qualify. So tell me how good of a student you have to be a member of that.
Oh, I just wanted to add. Dr. Anderson and I are also looking at different possibilities for grants and other sorts of funding that can be used to defray the cost of the PTK membership fee for our students who are eligible to join.
I would say, that leads me to a couple questions. Then, Doctor, maybe you can let me know about that. So, the $65 fee, it doesn't sound like a lot of money, but as a college student, $65 can be a lot of money.
Yeah,
I can tell you that, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's say that you qualify for PTK one semester for sure, right? How long do I have to pay that membership then, that 65, right? You know what I mean? Is it only, do I have to do it that semester, or can it roll into the next semester? I'm not sure how that works. Do we know how that works?
Yeah. I'm not positive.
No, I have an answer that I'm not too confident about. I think
that's fair. I mean,
I think technically you're not a member until you pay that fee. But Dr. Anderson decided that he wanted to start having accepted members be welcome to come to the meetings.
Yeah,
so
come to the meetings, hang out. Let's
decide.
take care of that fee when you can. So I don't want that to be a big deal. I actually thought it was incredibly reasonable to join an honor society, and a one-time fee on top of that. I thought it was really great.
Yeah,
I want to know.
I think the main thing is we have the official induction ceremony coming up. That's in it's going to be March 15th.
Okay.
So students who have made up their minds that they want to join, they'll need to they will need to have paid that membership fee by the
By
15th.
March 15th. Okay.
Or they'll have to wait to get next year's invitation.
Sure. Okay. No, that's exact.
Sorry.
That is the exact answer to the question. I appreciate everyone having an iPhone at the table. Right. Absolutely. It really helped us out. So now let me ask you a question, Joel and Sarah, both of you. And Sarah, why don't you answer this one first? Do you feel, as a Phi Theta Kappa member, do you feel a little bit of responsibility, I guess, to try to get new people into this organization, to go beyond just the email?
Yes, absolutely. I can tell you about yesterday, actually. I was helping a student. I was doing a tour, and she was asking me about a PTK email, something about PTK in her email. And she was like, do you know what that is? I was like, yes, actually, I'm a member of Phi Theta Kappa, and I took her to Dr. Anderson, and he was able to get her to sign up, and she went to our meeting today, actually.
Oh, that's really great. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so
Yes.
Joel, you're saying, I mean, you get an email, but does the email really give you the idea of how great Phi Theta Kappa can be?
The email, probably not. But let me tell you, if you can't find the information on Phi Theta Kappa, you're not trying very hard, because it's posted everywhere. Right. I have the information stored in my head. Miss Tessa, whom you've had on here earlier, is very out and about trying to get members as well. As far as what I think PTK and do we have a responsibility to get members? Absolutely, because one of the things that caught me with PTK is you are really trying to surround yourself with other individuals that are distinguishing themselves not only academically but in leadership roles within the community. And the saying "birds of the same feather flock together" is absolutely true. And part of PTK is establishing that familial element to help you distinguish yourself and give you that leg up among other students who may not had to go to a community college, may have the money to go to these big universities and stuff like that. So that's one thing I do feel a responsibility, especially for students around here, because we have a pretty high poverty rate in this corner of New Mexico. So that tells us that some of our students might not be able to transfer schools and stuff like that. So yeah, I do feel a very, very large responsibility of trying to get people the information they need to join and the help they need to succeed.
I like that. Dr. McIntosh, I wanted to ask you very specifically about, I want to ask you specifically about what you hope they get out of Orlando on their trip, but I want to ask you about the scholarships as well, because you said you're working on scholarships to help cover that Phi Theta Kappa fee. Is that something that, how important do you believe that is?
Oh, I think what Joel just alluded to in terms of the economic situation here in southeast New Mexico, that it's going to be much more attractive to students if they don't have to come up with this upfront $65.
Sure.
Because they don't understand, what am I paying $65 for? Because it's not an immediate
at a certain
return
age.
of
I remember $65. I could live almost a full month on $65 as a college student, because you're only buying a few essentials, type situation. I couldn't even, and $65 meant the world to me when I was in college. Like, that was all the money I probably had, right? And so now that I'm a little older and it feels differently, I have to put my headspace back to when I was younger, back before I had a regular job and I was still going to school and trying to make it work.
Yeah, so for students who are going to join PTK and they're going to be active members, I think the college would be absolutely happy to cover that fee. It's just a matter of us trying to figure out the details. But recruitment is constantly an important thing. This is a 2-year college.
Right.
And before students are eligible for PTK, they have to have taken a certain number of credit hours and have a certain GPA. So they're not actually eligible until their second semester.
Right.
And this is a 2-year college. So for those students who finish in 2 years, they're really only a member here on the campus of PTK for those 3 semesters. We're constantly having to recruit new members. We're going to be losing Sarah. We'll be losing Joel next year. So we need to make sure that we can refill these seats with other students who want to step up to these leadership roles and want to join this sort of community.
So, Doctor, you said you became co-advisor back in September, I believe. Did you say that?
Beginning of the school year. Yeah.
September 2023, right at the beginning of the fall semester. So you're pretty new to the organization. You're meeting a lot of the students and everything, of course, and getting to know them quite well, in addition to your regular teaching duties. And you're not going to go to Orlando, we know. But what do you hope that these students get in Orlando, knowing that when they come back, they're even going to be in a better recruiting situation, being in nationals?
Yeah, I think the one thing that is really going to sink in for those students who are going, and I wish I could be there to see it, but it's really going to sink in how vast this network and this community of PTK scholars across the country and across the world.
The diversity has to be unreal.
Oh my goodness!
I was like, of every background you could think of.
Absolutely. So,
What do you think, Sarah? Are you interested in like meeting just people from crazy backgrounds?
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a lot of diversity here in Carlsbad, but it's not like that in a big city, right? I mean, it's just not the same, and the energy of these large cities is so contagious, especially for one weekend. After a while, I want to relax,
Absolutely.
I just think it's international.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, which is even more incredible because I just love the idea of perspectives and the way that they do Phi Theta Kappa in other countries.
Yeah. Dr. Anderson said there's going to be about 4,000 attendees.
Yeah, that's a huge conference.
Yeah.
That's a great conference.
Yeah, so these students are going to make some amazing contacts, and they're going to forge the beginning of relationships that are going to end up lasting them for the rest of their academic and professional lives. I'm just so excited to be able to give them this opportunity.
That's great. We're almost out of time, so what I want to do is I want to just go around the table. I want everybody to go ahead and give a nice little closing statement, Dr. McIntosh, you kind of gave one, but we'll start with you. We'll let the students have the last word. How do you want to sum up for all of our listeners and everybody online that's listening, which we hope is a ton of people, of course. What do you want to sum up for them about Phi Theta Kappa and SENMC?
Well, here at SENMC, after we all went through that horrible 2-year bout of COVID, we had to completely rebuild PTK from the ground up. And it's a continual process of adding new members, adding more opportunities, figuring out ways we can add more services to our members, like potentially covering their membership fee.
Okay.
But just 1 second here.
Yeah, no, take your time.
What was the question again?
I just listeners love dead air.
No, you're cutting this out, right?
Phi Theta Kappa, SEMC. What does it mean to you? And you started with the idea that after COVID, we had to build from the ground up, and you're newly involved in this. So basically, just tell me, where do you want to see it go? How about that?
Yeah, I see this as an organization here at SENMC that is really highlighting and propping up and supporting the best of our best students. And I think they end up becoming role models for the other students around campus. So the larger and the more visible our PTK community is, the more that's going to raise the bar for all of our other students. So that's really exciting.
I couldn't agree more. The more you talk about it, the more it's out there, the more people will be interested. They say there's no such thing as bad publicity, but this place is all good publicity all the time. There's no such thing as that. Joel, what does Phi Theta Kappa mean to you? What does Orlando mean to you? What does SEMC mean to you? I know what SEMC means to you because you're just all over the place. But what does all this mean to you?
So let me tell you, Phi Theta Kappa, what that means for me, and especially this conference. The name of this conference highlights the conference himself. It's called Catalyst. And if you know anything about Catalyst, it basically means to start up or jumpstart. So we are going to be surrounded by people who have distinguished themselves academically as well as in their communities, and learning different educational developmental PowerPoints and different professional developmental conferences within the conference that are going to give us some of the best practices to develop ourselves in a leadership role. But these are also people that have taken a stand have taken a hard stand within their communities and are leading their communities as well as their students. And so being able to go to this conference and experience, all of the networking opportunities to bring back here to small Southeast New Mexico to help better this community is invaluable. So that is what that means to me.
That's great. I wish I could join Phi Theta Kappa right now, guys. Seriously. Sarah, what does the Honor Society mean to you? What does SENMC mean to you?
SENMC means to me family, most likely, because the first time I went to college, it was in Pennsylvania, and I failed out. I hated college. I never wanted to go again. I thought it was stupid, and then I went here while it was still NMSU Carlsbad, and yes, it was good, but it wasn't really as inviting as it is now.
That's good to hear.
The institution becoming independent has allowed for me to make a lot of connections and relationships with the people working here, and I will always value that. This place will always be a part of my heart even after I leave. And the Honor Society means to me just instituting that growth that I've gotten from SENMC. It shows me that there is more that I can do, and there are so many different opportunities within that.
Man, I tell you, if you're listening, do not sleep on SENMC. That's all I got to say. This place is really, really doing great things. We're just getting started. You can hear the passion in the students that we have on. We're going to have them on all the time. You're wasting your money if you get your prerequisites out of town if you live here, in my opinion. I think it's 100%, right? You're just wasting your money.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And, I have seen so many students who will go off to a 4-year institution and they will walk in the front door from day one. They know they are going to major in psychology. So they load up on psychology classes. They get to their second or third year and they've changed their mind. So not only are these introductory classes great to get these requirements out of the way if you're thinking about moving on someplace else, but they're also amazing for exposing students to a bunch of different experiences and helping them decide what they want to do.
Something out. Try something out.
Exactly.
Like, this is your opportunity to throw stuff against the wall and see what doesn't work, right?
Exactly.
Just to bring back what I said earlier.
Absolutely.
So,
Yes, sir.
All right, well, look, we're out of time. Like, I had a lot of fun, and thank you all very much. So let me reintroduce all of you. Dr. McIntosh, co-advisor of Phi Theta Kappa, thank you very much. Also,
Thank you so much for
professor
having me.
here. We've got Joel, student at SENMC. And what's your title again at HSI?
I'm a STEM activity promoter, and thank you for having me on here once again, Johnny. I look forward to more.
You got to get on this guy's Instagram. HSI's Instagram is really good. And then Sarah, a student here at SENMC, as well as the peer mentor for HSI, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
There's one thing that we left out that we're going to close out on, right? How do they donate for you guys to go to Orlando? We talked about Orlando, and we didn't emphasize the idea that you guys are raising money. Help a college student who's working hard, who you just listened to, make it to Orlando and not break the bank. So go to KCCC930am.com. There's a donate here button there. Click on that. All proceeds through there are 100% tax deductible. Phi Theta Kappa is nonprofit. And then and that money will go into an account that will go directly to Phi Theta Kappa. So definitely feel free to do that. You could also donate directly, I imagine. How would I find you on Facebook, where most of the people that donate are? Are you guys on Facebook?
I don't believe we're on Facebook, but I know SENMC PTK has a Venmo.
Got it. Oh,
that
well.
Dr. Anderson set up.
There we go. Dr. Raven Anderson. So let me just talk a little bit until that Venmo gets pulled up so we can give you the Venmo information, because he certainly did not give that to me. and while we're talking about that, I do want, I thank you, all three of you, for coming on today, but I really, really want to thank Dr. Raven Anderson. He has just been above and beyond making sure that this happens for everyone. So thank you to him. Go to KCCC930am.com to donate, or the Venmo. Do we have it?
No, I
Okay.
can't seem to pull it up.
All right, no big deal. When you listen to this, it will be associated with a post, and in that post will be the Venmo information. Right?
Yes,
It'll be
sir.
on our Facebook page, which is KCCC930am.com. It'll be SENMC Community Education. Will also be connected. Southeast New Mexico College Facebook page will be there as well. Search Southeast New Mexico College on Facebook, and you will find how to donate and how to help these students get to Orlando.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate those donations.
Yes.
I mean, it's not only an investment in these students in this trip, but an investment in PTK, in SENMC, and ultimately an investment in the community.
All right, love it. I love it. Thank you all very much for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
All right. You're listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889. Also sponsored by CNB Bank. Go to carlsbadnational.com to learn more.